number 4, the number that goes into first place in race 6. Second place, number 24, Steve Smith and Keith Wall. Third place, number 60, Bob Baisby. In fourth place, number 90, Phil Pittman. Fifth place is number 3, that's our reserve rider, Colin Hutton. And in sixth place, number 131, Neil and Mark Pays. The winning time, 139.49. Those numbers again, 4, 24, 60, 90, 3 and 131. The time, 139.49. We move on quickly to race 7. No changes in this one, they should be as per the programme. As we look at that lineup, some very, very quick sidecars here this afternoon. We know traditionally that Gary Moon is very slow at starting on this Tunbridge track, but he's right up there this time. It looks as if Gary Moon has gone into the front. On the rest of the field already. Into that bottom bend, going extremely wide. He loves riding in wide circuits, gets close to the boards. Gary Moon and Steve Robbins lead from Mark Wells and Paul Jarvis. Gary Moon. He really is flying away from the rest of the field. Very, very determined to make a name for himself in the British Masters competition. Of course, he has to go through the qualifying round here today. Once again, as he flies past me into the last lap, it sounds so beautifully smooth, that engine that Gary Moon uses. For third place, Dave Steele looks to have got the better of it now. Pete Dyer, some 2 outfits behind him. Don't take it away from Gary Moon. He knew exactly what he did on the circuit and takes a win by some considerable margin. As you can see, we're now seeing Mark Wells and Kevin Jarvis finishing. Dave Steele finishes in third and just in fourth place, Pete Dyer. Oh, thanks Tony, we've already got the riders come to the line for race 15. I'm sure a lot of eyes will be on outfit number 8. That of course is Gary Moon. He's gone for the wide berth this time, going for that first bend, but he's got where he wanted to be. Into that mid bend for the first time, already starting to open the gap. A rather casual looking look over his shoulder to see whether anybody else is close enough to him to threaten him. I'm sure he'll be comforted to see there was quite a lot of fresh air between him and the second place, Craig Cheatham. So, Craig Cheatham having a second place first time out. That outfit earlier on this afternoon. It looks to be the same outfit to me that he's come out on again. But Gary Moon and Steve Robbins, they lead as they go past us. As the last lap play goes, for Gary Moon, Craig Cheatham still not being able to get any closer to that lining off pressure. Oh, those of you that have got very good memories will remember this. It looks as if he does love this circuit. Oh, indeed, if we come to the line, you can see it's all changed for second place. A brilliant last corner there from John Hiscock and Shane Lapham, just taking it away from Craig Cheatham. I never do these days because I normally always get it wrong. But we'll stick with the racing that's going on. It's race 24, it's still with the third leg of the sidecars. And as we get underway, Steve Smith has made a brilliant start on the inside. Gary Moon going for that very distinctive outside line that we've got used to seeing in face. You know, it is slipping coming back down the field, but Gary Moon and Steve Robbins have got there once again. They've made the break to the front round that first bend. Again riding that very, very wide circuit. Well, into that top bend we go, and you see it starting again. You keep one eye on Gary Moon and one on that battle that's going on in second and third place. Gary Moon passes me leading race 24 at the moment. Leonard Ray Foreman, a great race for them, holding second place now. Steve Smith still fighting in there. Steve is still feeling his way around this circuit with Robbie Wilson's machine. Gary Moon goes into his last lap. Will he maintain the maximum the same as Paul Pitfall? Still that one going on between Dave Steer and Steve Smith. As we see the second flag go, it's two outfits on a maximum. Gary Moon takes to race 24 and crossing the line in second, a good ride from Leonard Ray Foreman. Dave Steer crosses the line in third and Steve Smith in fourth. So we look to see who perhaps will get the better of the starts. So away we go then. This is in your programme race 32. It's Gary Moon that's made a brilliant start. Neville Penfold has gone after him. Gary Moon goes a little bit wide and Neville Penfold goes to the inside. This way. Into second place as they come round that bottom corner, chasing after the dust that Gary Moon is leaving. Roy and Ken Spreadbury up there in third place. Colin Hutton holds fourth at the moment, followed by Pete Colvin back in fourth place. Perhaps slightly different. You've got the multi-power of Neville Penfold, where he's using a fine balance of the spin on the lap wheel on this very slick surface. The power of the V-twin. You've then got to make a very accurate balance of how you can turn it back on and get it into a racing line coming out of the bend. That's where it looks a bit difficult for Roy against Spreadbury. It seems to be where Neville Penfold is. Gary Moon. Gary Moon sticks with Paul Penfold, both of them on maximums. Neville Penfold gets second, Roy against Spreadbury in third. Colin Hutton comes round to win that battle for fourth place. Let's stick with the second semi-final of the sidecars we've got coming to the line. Number 8, Gary Moon and Steve Robbins. Number 71, Mike Wells and Kevin Jarvis. Number 13, John Horsey, Chris Skipper. Number 12, Tim Bennett, 149, Len Foreman, and 131, Neil Page. We're underway already. You can see that Len Foreman has made a brilliant start on the inside. Len Foreman goes into that first corner of the position. They get to the front, they dive into that pink corner, looking to go the long way round. As you can see, they power that outfit on. But it's not by any means over for that second, third and fourth place. Mark Wells goes through now on the inside of Len Foreman, or does he? Well, Leonard Ray Foreman determined on letting him go. Determined to get into the Masters. They said they'd have a good go at Grasstrack this year. They've given up their sidecar speedway to concentrate on the Grasstrack, and Mark Wells give them a real run for their money. Again, as they go into that top bend, they're almost locked together. Hanging on to it at the moment. We can watch the splendour of Gary Moon and Steve Robbins as they go past us. This is where the fighting really is going on. desperately trying to find a hole to get through in front of their arrival. The eyes off Gary Moon for a moment. I know he's getting close to the checkered flag. And Len Foreman's got problems. So Len Foreman has gone out possibly. He's given it to Mark Wells. Len Foreman crosses the line with problems. Tim Bennett gets 4th place and John Halsey finishes in 5th. And that was only the semi-final. We've got the final still to come. Tremendous psycho racing here this afternoon. And it means that we are going to see Gary Moon in the British Masters this year. So we watch to see what happens. As indeed the riders get ready, watching those tapes, the tapes go, and every single outfit made a good start. There was nobody to pick from them as they got close to us, and Gary Moon indeed has missed the start. It's John Hiscock that's made it into the first bend as they close up the going through, and he's trying to go around the outside of both of those front runners as they go into the pit bend. Of course he's being forced wide, he's got a long, long way to go. The watch 3 outfits come up that bottom end together, and Gary Moon has done it. He's got around a lot of them in one lap. Believe me, when he went past me, I swear he was at the back of the Neville Penfold and Paul Randall have slotted into 2nd place. Craig Cheatham is now working his way through and chasing after Neville Penfold for 2nd. Gary Moon and Steve Robbins though have got away from the rest of the field. They indeed lead. Paul Penfold has now moved up into 4th place in front of John Hiscock. So it's Paul Penfold and Peter Jones as they move through into 3rd place. Neville Penfold still hanging on to that 2nd place, but it's going to be difficult as this race comes to a close. Gary Moon still gets away, and Neville Penfold and Paul Randall riding their hearts out in 2nd place. Gets into that 2nd place, and Craig Cheatham again tries to go after Neville Penfold. It's getting close to that 3rd place as Gary Moon and Steve Robbins pass me. Paul Penfold has got that 2nd place. Neville Penfold, he's still going to have a fight on his hands. He's very, very he's had to fight for every position. A tremendous 3rd place spot as he allows Craig Cheatham to go wide as Neville Penfold going to dive underneath on the exit of the bend. One more lap to go as Steve Robbins ended his last lap. Well, I know that Gary Moon and Steve Robbins will be coming into this last lap. I'm still keeping my eyes on that 3rd place, and I think you should as well, because it still might change as we watch Gary Moon and Steve Robbins take the checkered flag. They're followed home by their compatriots Paul Penfold and Peter Jones. Craig Cheatham and Gary Lane get 3rd place in front of Neville Penfold and Paul Randall. Mark Wells and Kevin Jarvis get 5th place. And at the back there, making up the numbers, is John Hiscock and Shane Lapham. Well, I think you would show your congratulations to every single one of those crews. It was very, very hard out there. A tremendous sidecar final. It wasn't all over until they got to the line. Indeed, a tremendous race from Gary Moon. I'm sure if there's, well, as we know there are a lot of sidecar drivers here that are already in the Masters. They're going to go home with something to think about. The Roger Meesters that are there, the Alan Blewitts, the Richard Pigotts, all of them. They've got something to think about now. Well, indeed, all the drivers are going round. Some tremendous racing this afternoon. I'm sure, as I said earlier, a lot of them are most relieved that they are through to the British Masters. And a tremendous final to finish today. No broken petrol pumps for Gary Moon this time. He's through to the Masters and he's won a final here at Tunbridge. I'm sure he will be absolutely, and I was going to avoid saying, I was just about to say he'd be over the moon, but I will resist saying it, because Gary Moon, I'm sure, is pleased with that result. And he's now going to show you what Australians are famous for. I can see he's spotted a pint of lager being handed over the side. I don't believe this. No, the busters are being handed back. So, very sensible decision. So the official result of the last final of the day was of the big Sidecar final. What a tremendous way to finish the British Qualifier for 1992. It's been hard, it's been furious, it's been fabulous Grasstrack racing. A win for number 8, Gary Moon and Steve Robbins. Second place to them is number 4, Paul Pinfold and Peter Jones. Well, they came down into the Battle of Britain last year and shocked everybody the way they rode on this circuit. They had problems in the final, it wasn't to be. This afternoon they came in determined to get into the Masters. They're going into the Masters by winning the final. He's already here, it's Gary Moon and Steve Robbins! Well, I think you can tell by that round of applause, Gary, that there's a lot of people pleased to see that one, you've returned, one, that you're carrying on with the campaign for the British Masters, but a much better result than you've ever had down here before.
Yeah, it was a much better track than it's been, except for the first year when we were here. I'd just like to thank Tom for putting on a really good track, and I really enjoyed riding here, and I'd love to ride him more often on a track like this. But the Masters will be different on the rough stuff.
Well, that's very true. I'm sure there's one or two organisers here thinking that it might not be too rough, so you never know. It's going to be a hard campaign though. You've got all the Sidecar Speedway coming up as well.
Yeah, we've actually got a meeting at Reading tomorrow night, so anyone that wants to come down and have a look, there'll be heaps of us loonies riding around there, so it'll be good fun watching.
Well, he always manages to get an advert in somewhere along the line, but Steve, you're very much involved with the Sidecar Speedway as well. This must have been a bonus to make sure that you're getting into the Masters this year.
Yeah, it's nice to get back into the Masters again. Hopefully it will go well, no promises.
And I got to ask whether anybody did take me up on the advert for the leathers.
I think they're out there somewhere, they're just shy, that's all.
Yeah, we'll see if we can find anybody. But the winners this afternoon, and very able victors indeed, Gary Moon and Steve Robbins. Well, as all the photographs get taken, I think, Tony, it only remains for us to say really that it's a brilliant qualifier this year. There's been some excellent racing in both classes. We can only now look forward to both of those Masters rounds and see maybe perhaps one of these riders from the qualifier can go on and win the Masters. We obviously look forward to seeing you very, very soon at the grass tracks in your area. If not, we'll see you at those Masters. Bye for now.
Yeah, thank you, Jim, and if I can congratulate the club on behalf of the ACU Grass Track Committee, I think they've given us a super day's sport, and our thanks to everyone. Don't forget across in the paddock the riders who have to collect qualifying regs. They're here on the finish line. If you're going to dash away, well, please travel safely. If you can hang around, the beer tent's still open, there's still a lot of goodies.